Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome back for another Press or Law, Fridays at 5. Let's see if I'm any less nervous in this video than I was in the last. Nope, but let's begin anyway. Last week we were talking about how insurance companies are trying to access the social media pages of injury victims and weaponizing the information that they gain to use against them. This week we're going to explore what I mean by weaponizing the information. You see, social media allows people to create these projected realities which are not necessarily accurate of someone's life and is really just their online personality. Have you ever seen an otherwise happy couple suddenly split because of some sort of long-time difference? My guess is that they never posted about their arguments or disagreements, only the happy and fun moments. This is a projected reality. It's a reality they want people to see, not reflective of the actual reality. Injury victims are not immune to this. I've represented many injury victims who live with a constant struggle of pain. If you know someone who's been injured, for example, in a car crash, there's a strong likelihood that person still feels pain from that crash even if it occurred years earlier. The pain may not be every day, and it may fluctuate in intensity. In fact, oftentimes injury victims will describe their days as either good days or bad days, and that depends on their level of pain on that particular day. You see, injury victims are people too, and just like everyone else, they want to interact with society and use social media. Many of them create an online projected reality where their pain and suffering may be hidden from the public because they don't want to be a burden on others. Now that insurance companies may be able to access social media information, they've learned to weaponize injury victims' projected reality to paint injury victims as liars by using their posts against them. To the insurance companies, it doesn't matter if the picture or a post was on a good day or under medication, or whether it's being posted to hide someone's own pain. To an insurance company, it's proof that the injury victim is really not that hurt. So why do insurance companies weaponize this information? The answer is simple. It's because it works. Many of us have our own belief about injury victims, and this is formed by the jobs we have, the people we interact with, the articles we read, and our general life experiences. For example, mention the McDonald's hot coffee case, and the chance is that the person you mention it to has heard of the case and has already formed an opinion about the case based on what they think they know about the case. Of course, the facts of the case are more complex than most people realize, and I invite you all to read about the case. However, I bring up the hot coffee case merely to point out that we have our own beliefs based on the information we learn, regardless of whether the information is accurate or complete. Insurance companies feed off of this natural bias against injury victims by using injury victims' projected reality snapshots to reinforce some people's unintentional bias. Other times, insurance companies will argue it's proof of a fraud and that the person is not hurt at all, or at least not as hurt as they claim. The truth is that fraud can be present in all types of cases, and injury cases are not immune. However, injury attorneys represent injury victims on a contingency fee basis. This means we don't collect a penny unless we win the case for our clients. Do you want to work for free? We don't either. If we lose a case, we do not collect anything, and we've worked for free. For that reason, injury attorneys flesh out the facts of a case early on, typically well before any lawsuit is even filed. I would venture to guess the number of fraudulent cases that are filed in our court system are minuscule. And even if there are some, the courts have a way to get rid of these cases. However, regardless of these facts, many people still believe fraudulent lawsuits are prevalent and that injury victims are faking their injuries to receive compensation. Showing these snapshots in time only reinforces this belief. If you have been an injury victim, you need to understand that the reality you project is the reality that will be perceived. If you post a photo of you holding your young granddaughter and you also claim that your hip injury prevents you from lifting anything heavy, this photo will be used against you. And this has actually occurred in a case I had. Did it matter that my client was in a great deal of pain but wanted to hold her grandbaby, or that the injury victims often have to adapt their lives to the pain that they feel constantly? Not to the insurance company. For this reason, injury victims need to be careful what they post. We live in a time where people create their own projected realities, and injury victims can be victimized again when their posts are taken out of context. If you have been injured, expect whatever you or others post on social media about you will be used against you. Your actual reality is more important than any projection you're creating. So maybe it's best to take a break from social media. And maybe that's not a bad idea for the rest of us either. Thank you for joining us this week. For more information, please check out our website at www.findyourjustice.com and like us on Facebook in the link below. Also, don't forget, we'll see you next week at Friday at 5. Happy Friday from Presser Law, fighting for justice, fighting for you.